So we are in chapter number 10 of law. The name of the chapter called Audit and Auditors. We shall answer two words first of all before going into the chapter. What is the meaning of audit and what is the meaning of auditor? Now let's understand these two terms so you would be easily understand what may be the content in this chapter. So if I'll talk about what is audit. So when a company incorporates in a large company where the companies used to be managed by the directors of the company, and directors are appointed by the shareholders of the company. So these shareholders are actually very much interested to know whether their company are doing good or not, whether the directors appointed by them are actually doing their job and responsibility as per the terms of the contract or as per the agreement or with the moral values. And second one is we need to understand auditors. Now, for the purpose of this, these shareholders may ask a person to check the financial statement of the company at the end of the year. Actually, whatever the company is doing can be understood by looking after the financial statement. Financial statement is nothing but a reflection of the whole and soul operations done by a company in a snapshot, actually speaking, no, in a layman language. So for that reason, the shareholders appoint an independent person who actually checks the duties which has been done during the year by the directors of the company. And to the person which used to be appointed by these shareholders are known as the auditors. Now the question comes is who can be auditor of the company? Who checks the financial statement? So first we need to understand who can be appointed as the auditor of the company. So they could be the chartered accountants only, a financial auditor, and maybe in the form of sole proprietor, maybe in the form of LLP, or maybe in the form of partnership, as the case may be formed. No. So now coming to the chapter quickly, we shall understand and see the important terms and words and sentences in such kind of paragraph. We are going to follow this book only, this module 100%. Whatever given in this book, we shall break it. Now let's start with chapter number 10. So chapter number 10 deals with the companies of 2013 and rules made thereunder. What is act we need to understand. These two words are important in this overview. Okay. So these are the two words. Chapter number 10, the Companies Act 2013 and called as an act, and the Companies Act rules. So what is the difference between the Companies Act 2013 and the Companies Audit and Auditors Rules 2014? What does it mean? So now let's understand this. Whenever a law used to make by the parliament, this is called an act. Parliament. For instance, Companies Act has been made by whom? By the parliament only. So when a parliament makes any act, those will be called as act. When the ministry makes anything related with this act, and this used to be we can say is in-house procedure of a ministry, it do not used to go to the parliament, those documents. So that called as the rules. So rules are made by the ministry itself, but the act are made by the parliament. So these are the two words we need to understand. So while appointing the auditor of a company, one has to see first of all what is given under the act. Which act? Companies Act 2013. Also, what is given under the audit rules? Audit and auditors rules. Companies Audit and Auditors Rules 2014. So what is we are gonna to read in this chapter? First is appointment of auditor, section 139, to section 148. Okay, let's begin with. So introduction of this chapter. So this chapter is start with section 139 to 148. This just I have already discussed, and this is who can be auditor, why actually auditor needs, what is audit. These philosophies has been described in this paragraph. So going ahead, since I have already explained you this, let's go to point number 2. Point number 2 is appointment of auditors. Point number 2 is appointment of auditors and section 139. Who can be appointed as auditor and when? This is what I already explained to you. But here I want you to understand the definition and the beauty of law, how to interpret the law and understand the same. No, and from after that I'm gonna to explain you from the point of view of examination. So let's begin with, every company shall appoint an individual or a firm, shall include a limited liability partnership under the Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008 as an auditor of the company at the first annual general meeting. Now let's break it. What is given here? Okay. So let's read this and understand this. What are the important words here? Who can appoint? Shareholders. Who? Every company, that we need to understand. What is meaning of every company? Even if a company is Section 8 company, non-profit making organization, okay, charitable company, or if it is a private company, or it is a public limited company, or it is a listed company, or it is an unlisted public limited company, or the company limited by shares, or the company limited by guarantee, as the case may be, means any kind of company it is, has to appoint an auditor. That we need to understand. Every company means every company, every company one has to appoint. To whom it can actually appoint? An individual. For instance, after 3 years you will become CA. Now you wanted to do practice. What you will do? So you have open your own firm. So you will be called without any partnership with anyone. Means you are doing by your own. So you will be called as individual. And if you are into a partnership firm, for instance, your brother, sister, or anyone else, your friend has also qualified, then you and him came together and incorporated a partnership firm. So that would also be eligible to be the auditor of a company. And if you want, no, I don't want to be like a firm, I wanted to be an LLP. So if you incorporated LLP, means if you means the, as a chartered accountant, if you incorporated LLP, then this firm can also be appointed as the auditor of the company. So going ahead, I'm breaking this into a small part. First, who can appoint the chartered accountant or who can appoint the auditor? Every company has to appoint auditor. Who can be auditor? Individual can be auditor, firm can be auditor, and LLP also can be an auditor. So difference between these two, we have already seen what is the difference between LLP and firm. Okay. Now someone has asked me, sir, if company, if group of person incorporate a company as a practicing company, as a practicing chartered accountant, can they be also appointed as the auditor of the company? Answer is no. A company cannot be the auditor of a company. We need to understand, because it's a separate legal entity. फिर उसमें कुछ there might be some issue, legal issue. So this could be the firm or the LLP partnership firm or the firm incorporated under the LLP Act. Tenure we need to understand. Okay. Next topic is convenience. So what is the procedure of auditing Appointment of auditor. I'm just writing it down here. What happens when company incorporated? Every company after incorporation within 30 days has to appoint auditor. These auditors are appointed by the board of directors. For the purpose of appointment, the board of directors pass a resolution. What these resolution means, definitely I'll make you understand later on. For the purpose of this, these board of directors used to have meeting. In this meeting, they pass board resolution. After passing board resolution, they ask the auditor whether you, means as an auditor, are eligible to be appointed as an auditor. Are you interested? So two things they ask, whether you are eligible. Now, what is eligible? Means, are you chartered accountant? Can we appoint you? Do you have certificate of practice in India, or in, as the case may be? So these kind of regulatory requirement, these kind of compliances must be there with the CA. So the board of directors through a letter ask these things. So after this, auditor give their consent and eligibility. Yes, I want it to be. Once these two are appropriated, then it gets selected or selected as auditor. So this auditor tenure is till the next AGM. AGM. What is the meaning of AGM? Is annual general meeting. So every year a company used to hold annual general meeting till 30th September or end of the financial statement, within 6 months of the end of the financial statement, whichever is earlier. So in this, the directors of the company ask to the members of the company that they have appointed such and such person, such and such firm or LLP as auditor. If every shareholder, the majority of the shareholder agree with the decision of the board, then that auditor used to be continue for next board meeting or for the conclusion of next 5 annual general meeting. Okay, so this is actually the procedure of appointment of an auditor. So here I am closing this topic by summarizing what is audit. Audit means checking of financial statement in a layman language. Who can be auditor? That we have understood. This chapter starts with section number 138 and ends with section number 148, section 139 to 148. Why the need of appointment of auditor? That we have seen. Who can be auditor? What is the procedure of appointment of auditor? Why actually need of financial statement? So these are the things we have just seen. Thank you so much.